Spoken word is coming out of the shadows into the main stage with a whole new energy and gracing some of the city's most legendary spaces for a community event like you have never seen before. Joining us this morning to talk about how the largest poetry showcase in NYC is pouring back into the community is the founder of Poetry Me Please, Rashan Brown, and spoken word artist King Kamayera. Gentlemen, it is a privilege and an honor. Thank you so much. And we love, well, and by we I mean me. Let's get a little bit closer like we like each other. Three Bronxites. Rashan, native Bronxite, this was not part of your plan. It was a different plan, yes?
Yeah.
You were heading to medical school.
I was.
I mean, medical school, poetry, my mother would have been like, you know what, some of those two, I don't see that, I don't see the relationship.
Bit of a switch. Should I get into it now?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so my thought process was I was pre-med into about junior year in college, and I took cell bio and genetics with the lab, and it was like my coming to moment that I did not like college science, and from there I switched into education, and I actually became a four-year STEM educator through Teach for America for the Department of Education.
TFA, shout out to TFA.
TFA, shout out to TFA. But it was my connecting moment of still being able to utilize my biology major with education and giving back to the community. I taught in the Bronx, 20 minutes away from where I lived,
Look at you.
with students that looked like me, that experienced life the same way that I did, and I had the same trials and tribulations. So it was like a real moment of clarity for me to give back to my community.
Wow, and then that led to launching
Poetry Me Please.
Poetry Me Please. Tell us about that.
So when I thought about the ability to touch a stage and to be able to communicate to the people all the expressions and the feelings and the pain that I went through, poetry was like my platform. And I thought about, if I wanted to do shows, I should probably just do a show myself. And my first show was in March 2020, but if you remember what happened in March.
March 2020, the world came to a screeching halt.
Yes. So we postponed it, and then we picked it back up in June 2021.
Okay.
And that was my coming to moment about being able to not only provide myself a platform, but to provide other people and other poets platform.
Right.
So what it is Poetry Me Please, a spoken word poetry platform that provides a stage for poets across the world to showcase their talents through creative verbal expression. We take about 10 to 12 poets per showcase, and we give them 7 minutes on stage. And at the conclusion of the event, they receive 2 videos per poem, photography, features on all of our social sites, and they get welcomed into a community of poets of over 400 across the world currently.
So you also have your own personal marketing agency inside of Poetry Me Please.
Yes.
King, one of the featured poets.
Yes,
thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
We shook hands, okay? So you are in fact a poet.
Yes, I am a poet.
Who were some of the poets that you looked up to coming up?
Yeah, so when I was coming up, I would watch a lot of Def Poetry Jam. So it would be, J. Ivy, Kanye West was on it, Mos Def, so all those poets definitely influenced, my style and encouraged me to become a poet myself.
And so who in your life encouraged you to write poetry, let alone do spoken word, but to just get the words on the page?
Honestly, it was a friend of mine, a close friend of mine in college. They performed spoken word. I saw them in college for the first time, and I was like, wow, I think I can do this. And I saw them performing slams and things of that nature. So after I saw that, I just said, I want to try this myself. So, they gave me the inspiration to, start my poetry journey.
And so you meet, and the magic happens.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So what we do is we do a random selection of a poet database of currently, and it's free of charge to all poets.
There's a poet database?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yep.
Wow.
So collecting poets, and whether you're interested, you're thinking about doing it, or you're very experienced, I have a sign-up sheet on poetrymeplease.com and all of our social sites. So we do a random pull, about 10 to 12 poets, about 2 to 4 weeks out before the show, and then we communicate like, hey, here's what to expect. You will expect a crowd of over 300 people. Can't read from your phones. You have to have a lot of people.
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
You have to memorize it?
Yes.
I'm out.
Oh, you can do it though.
It's possible.
I'm not even a poet, so I can't. I'm not in.
You're good. And then, we connect with different venues throughout the city. So we've been at Bombay Theater in Queens, the Cutting Room in New York City, SOBs, and then currently City Winery.
Somewhere, Maya Angelou is up in heaven saying yes. My legacy lives on. Thank the sweet baby Jesus. For folks who, since you take the stage and he's going to give us some spoken word in a bit, for folks who are thinking about this, what words of encouragement or wisdom would you give them? Because I think I am a writer, it's very easy for me to hide behind words when it's just me on the page. But when you have to emote and speak and hopefully touch someone who's listening to you, what do you tell aspiring spoken word artists. What advice would you give them?
I feel like the most important thing is the words that you are hiding behind, people need to hear. So for me, growing up as a kid that was shy, I was even like afraid to correct people on the pronunciation of my name. Yeah, so I would even like shorten my name and everything, like, yeah, short, you know, roll the R and everything. So, you know, you have to realize like a lot of people need to, you know, hear the words that you're saying. You don't know how many people you're going to inspire, how many people got to hear those words, how many people are going to cheer for you and applaud for you as well. You know, I didn't know how bad people need to hear some of the pieces I had written in my notebook. So one of the beautiful things that I love about Poetry Please is they have such an encouraging crowd. So I remember I did 2 pieces my first show. I messed up on the first one, but that was the loudest applaud I got because
they were like, keep going.
Yeah, keep going, keep
going.
Yeah, so it was very beautiful. So, you know, that was the thing I feel, you know,
their people are there to encourage you,
encourage,
embrace you, feel like you're welcoming.
Safe space.
Safe space, so, yeah.
Don't forget to grab your tickets for the live showcase and big game viewing party.
Yes.
Brunch Me Please, happening February 12th at City Winery. Get tickets to poetryplease.com. Rashan Brown, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And how do you pronounce your name?
King Kamayera.
King Kamayera, like Marisol Castro. Without any further ado, please.
Yeah. Me. Yeah. Oh, me? I am black. And black is beautiful. Every bit of our body glistens, oh, and we shine bright. So why is it that y'all fear us? How could such a loving representation pose such a threat? Can you answer that? Truth be told, the ones who need to hear it the most are no longer alive to hear your lies. But if y'all care to share, you'll feel them right beside, and besides, who needs a rebuttal when there is none? Y'all lied, y'all took, and y'all beat us until we lost all confidence. Felt disastrous, truly a degrading lack of self-esteem, and a complete 360 that had me questioning recycling my first sentence backwards. Beautiful is black? Yo, and black am I? Does this not sound like a disgusting case of second guessing? Well, it's 2023 and our oppressors to use the Constitution as a lethal weapon. But nah, y'all said time would heal everything. Well, since that's false, let's make another amendment. Because all this time has gone by, but it looks as if the black folk keep settling without settlements or reparations for our history. Man, we ain't looking for handouts, but y'all trying to crucify us like we got our hands out. Black skin face down, that's palms up or hands up, because law enforcement still shooting, yelling, man up, but we got a man down.